This is the model project on calcium homeostasis for Professor Melillo, 3 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday, Bio 202 lecture class by Kaitlin Eskew. When there is too little calcium in the blood, this can be a problem. Our brain needs calcium to tell our muscles to move and to tell our nerves to carry messages between the brain and the receiver of that message. So we can walk, for example, and so we can talk, and our body can just do normal bodily functions that are necessary to live. And calcium is also used to help blood vessels move blood throughout the body, so our organs get hormones to perform the actions that our body needs to do to remain homeostasis. And we get the proteins and the enzymes and oxygen to our organs so we can remain healthy, and our body can do normal activities that we're supposed to be able to do. So in response to too little calcium in the blood, the parathyroid glands on the back of the throat produce parathyroid hormone, which tells the osteoclasts that act as a parathyroid hormone receptor in the bone matrix to break down this bone matrix so that calcium that is stored there is reabsorbed back into the blood for our body's use. And the kidneys are inhibited by the parathyroid hormone from absorbing the calcium and getting rid of the excess calcium in the blood through urine, because there would be no point in telling the osteoclasts to break down the bone matrix to deposit that calcium into the blood if the kidneys filtered the blood and took out the calcium that our body needs to function properly. And the parathyroid hormone also tells a hormone called calcitriol to bind to the cells in the small intestine. So our small intestine can absorb the calcium from the food that we eat, and the calcium that we ingested is then put into the blood so that our body can use it. When there is an excess amount of calcium in the blood, it can also be very dangerous, just like when there's too little calcium in the blood. When this happens, blood clots can form. It narrows the passageways of blood, and then this can cause very high blood pressure, which can be deadly. So in response to too much calcium in the blood, the parafollicular cells, or the C cells of the thyroid, secrete calcitonin, which is a hormone, and the calcitonin signals the osteoblasts to store the calcium in the bone matrix, and osteoblasts start formed by rank I. So when this happens, it prevents blood clots from too much calcium in the blood from forming, and osteoblasts make the bones stronger, so we don't develop osteoporosis, which is when we have too little calcium in the blood, and that makes our bones very weak and brittle, and people who suffer from this can, for example, break a hip very easily, or they get bone fractures very easily. So this is an important step.